How often do you say no? It's a question from yesterday. It's one we're going to answer real quick here at the end of the night. I've given this, I've already had recorded this once. Didn't like it. I wanted to go a different route with it. Here we go. The Anthony S. How often do you say no? For me, I don't think I say it enough. Still, um, there's a perfect medium. I think we all need to find a good between yes and no. Yes, being on the things of situations or opportunities that will help us learn, grow, or give. And I think we should take more of those. And I think we should say more no to more of the things that don't bring us happiness. There are certain things that I choose to do to give, even though it might not make me the happiest. But what makes me happy is knowing that I'm helping someone that I care about. That's always tough sometimes because it may not be the most opportune thing you want to be doing in that very moment. But at the end of the day, if you feel right in that you're helping that person enough, then it should still be worth it to you. And I give this because the first talk was weird in that it didn't start out with my admitting where I was at on the spectrum, and I don't know why. It just didn't sound quite right. Because this is something that everyone needs to know. We all go through it. And as you get younger on the timeline, it shows that the younger generations actually have a hard time saying no, while older generations have a harder time saying yes. And it's very generational, and it has to do with social society, it has to do with how we were raised, it has to do with how we've interacted for the past 20 years, frankly, how the economics of your country has been. In better times, it's much easier to say yes, or you feel much worse saying no. Simply because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, and you're just, frankly, you're kind of soft. That's how that is, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with being soft. That's just the reality of it. I don't. That's. I talk in very plain black and white most time, and even though some people might be angry by that, it's the reality. Versus a harder generation, people that are in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they've gone through different things. They've gone through different situations. That someone like myself at 25 can only talk to them, grasp what I can, and understand it from their point of view, and talk to as many as I can to get the overall point of view. But that does not give them an excuse to not try new things or not take certain opportunities. So my intuition says that most of us aren't correct on that spectrum. And it has to do with a couple things. Once again, if you feel bad, if you don't want to hurt other people's feelings, I would strongly suggest you get over that quickly. Their feelings do not matter to you in the long run, even with your mom or your dad or siblings. Like, if you're not happy and you're doing something just to make someone else happy, I strongly suggest you stop doing that. That's what I've been taught, and that's what works for me and works for just about everyone. And if you try to argue with me on that point, that's all good and fine. I don't have any. I don't have any space to allow excuses for that. If you're saying yes or no to make someone else happy and not yourself, there's no point in having this conversation because you're not in the right space of mind. Learn to say no to the point that you learn to say no quickly instead of allowing things to go on and let it get pushed until you eventually say yes, and learn to say yes analytically. If it's something that you feel will help someone else out and maybe you don't want to do it, but the give factor is there, then just do it. Not everyone wants to donate their time to a homeless shelter, but the value you can bring to someone that doesn't have as much as you do, just because you were there for a few minutes for them, it could change their life. That's where you can look at saying, yes, I want to give. And not give back, just give. If it's something that it's going to teach you, like going to a seminar and you have the money of the time, just say yes and go. Don't think about it. Don't think about the shows you're going to miss or the lazy time you want to have. Those are the opportunities where you connect with people, where you make networks, you have a good time, all that good stuff. So, about the 5 minutes, we'll do our question for tomorrow. Let's make something a little more happy. What's your biggest success story this year so far? We're in April, so let's talk success stories this year tomorrow. The Anthony S. You're not alone. Hope you all do well. Talk to you all soon.